order of acquisition is a concept in language learning which describes the specific order in which all language learners acquire the grammatical features of their first language. The concept is based on the observation that all children acquire their first language in a fixed universal order, regardless of the grammatical structure of the language or languages that they learn. Linguistic research confirms this phenomena with regard to the first language acquisition, but it has been seen that the order of acquisition in second language learner is less consistent. The reason behind this difference is yet to be determined. Now, we also know the natural order hypothesis proposed by Stephen Krashen is the same, which says that all children acquire a predetermined natural order, and that this particular natural order is acquired in a predetermined manner. That means that certain linguistic forms are acquired earlier than others. Now, in the case of English language, for example, and according to the natural order hypothesis, we see that the morpheme, English morpheme, which is ing, is acquired before one acquires third person S form. So the observation or the hypothesis which says that there is a specific order of acquisition has some basis, or you can say the validity, with regard to the research that have been conducted in this area. So let's see what order of acquisition actually means, or how it can be understood with regard to first language acquisition or second language acquisition. Now, with regard to first language, we see that they acquire it in a fixed universal order, and it has nothing to do with the specific grammatical structure because it happens as it is, and it is regardless of the different grammatical structure of the languages they learn. Now, we have the second point, which suggests that most second language learners begin their learning process with the silent period, in which the learners begin to process pieces of language they hear. This is considered a period of language shock, in which they ignore some of the incomprehensible input of the new language. However, research has shown that many silent learners are engaging in private speech, sometimes called self-talk. Fewer learners have no silent period and pass directly into patterned speech. This speech is used to accomplish basic communication, often showing few departures from detached words strung together, which in time leads to more fluid phrases. Grammar of the target language is also simplified, and the learners begin to construct an understanding of second language. Then we have studies which took place in 1970s and examined whether a consistent order of morpheme acquisition could be shown. A majority of these studies showed fairly consistent orders of acquisition for selected morphemes. For example, in English and additional language learners of English, the cluster of features, including the suffix ing, the plural form, and the linguistic copula, were found to consistently precede others. That is, the grammar article, auxiliary verb, and third person, singular form. However, studies were widely criticized as insufficient attention was given to the overuse of these features. A number of studies have looked into the sequence of acquisition of pronouns by learners of various Indo-European languages. Now, these are viewed by Alice. They show that learners begin by omitting pronouns or using them indiscriminately, for example, using I to refer to all agents. Learners then acquire a single pronoun feature, often person, followed by number and eventually by gender. Little evidence of interference from the learner's first language has been found. It appears that learners use pronouns based entirely on their inferences about target language structure. Although there were remarkable similarities in the order in which all learners learned second language grammar, there were still some differences among individuals and among learners with different first languages.